Lewis and Ferris, and Lewis controls to Roddy Richardson. Brandon Williams quickly finds Broderick Lewis. Baseline move against Brandeberry, and Broderick comes up with the first 2 points of the ballgame. Nice, nifty off the backboard shot for Broderick. Into the corner, it's John Shiver. Double team there. He's looking for help. Finally releases to Matt Brandeberry, and now Lancaster going to set the offense for the Red Devils. Guarded by Joe Gamble. Lancaster finds Daniel Wadicka. Wadicka's older brother, James, was a tremendous point guard here for head coach Wood. Shiver has the ball, hands off to Ferris. Ferris drives down the lane, loses the ball out of bounds. Nice defense from Joe Gamble on the switch there, and the Broncos have the ball in a 2-point lead, 7:19 to play in this first quarter of action. Brandon Williams pulls up, 17-foot jumper, top of the key, no good. Brandeberry with the rebound. Here come the Red Devils quickly. Shiver for three from the corner, no. Gets his own rebound. Feeds down low to Brandeberry. Brandeberry against Lewis, no good. Gets his own rebound up, and Brandeberry scores. And we're tied at 2 with 6:50 to go in the first quarter. Gamble into the front court. Finds Brandon Williams. Williams going one-on-one with Wadicka. Passes off to Roddy Richardson. His three-point attempt, no good. Lancaster with the rebound. Here come the Red Devils. Ferris up ahead, and Steve Ferris scores, and the Red Devils have a 4-2 lead here. Red Devils looking to run with the Broncos. Richardson looked at a three-pointer. Now he's going to drive. He's going to be called for an offensive foul. Should have pulled up for about a 15-foot jumper, instead went for the layup and gets called for the offensive foul. Timeout, Broncos. Coach Bunnell's not happy with the effort right now. It's going to be a 30-second time. They take on the Logansport Berries on their home field home court at 6 o'clock. Lancaster into the front court. Passes off to Wadicka. Back to Lancaster. Calls play number 2. Holding the ball. Now he's going to drive on Gamble. Pulls it back out. Shiver, top of the key. Works down low against Richardson. Pass intended for Brandeberry is off his hands and out of bounds. Second for the Red Devils. They still lead 4-2 with 6:06 to go here in the first quarter. Brandon Williams walks the ball up. No pressure as the Red Devils in man-to-man defense right now. Joe Gamble has the ball between the circles. Brandon Williams on the right wing, in the air, and then finally passed off to Gamble at the last second. Almost to travel. Williams, top of the key. His three-pointer is nothing but the bottom of the net. Brandon Williams gives the Broncos a lead at 5-4. Quickly get it away. Shiver down low to Ferris. Ferris up and under Broderick. He scores. He's got 4 points, and it's a 6-5 lead for West Lafayette. Brandon Williams pulls up at the free throw line. Passes off to Roddy in the corner. Back out to Gamble. Gamble drives. Back to Brandon. Three-point attempt. No good. Rebound to Ferris. Here come the Red Devils looking to run. Lancaster crosses timeline. Gets it to Ferris. Now Shiver looking to feed Brandeberry down low. Instead comes cross court to Lancaster, who feeds Ferris. Ferris gets around Roddy Richardson. Shot blocked by Broderick Lewis. Rebound attempt by Matt Brandeberry, no good. Berry with the rebound. Here come the Broncos. Berry pulls up, passes off to Brandon Williams. Roddy Richardson, three-pointer from the top of the key. Over the backboards, out of bounds, no good. Substitution for the Broncos. Timmy Fogarty going to replace Jesse Berry, as Coach Bunnell's not happy about getting back on defense right now. West Lafayette with a 6-5 lead. We've played 3 minutes. Matt Lancaster calls out play number 1. Gets a screen at the top of the key from Brandeberry. Pick and roll. Lancaster picked up by Lewis in the switch. Now Wadicka has the ball between the circles. Wadicka finds Lancaster in the corner. Lewis still on him. Brandeberry working against Joe Gamble. Has the ball poked away by Lewis. And now we're going to have a jump ball situation. It'll be Westside's ball. 4.5 to go in this first quarter, and Westside leads 6-5. Lancaster looking to trigger the inbounds, gets it to Steve Ferris, and Ferris has it taken away by Joe Gamble. Gamble into the front court, going coast to coast. His nifty layup is in, and he's fouled on the play by Wadicka, who tried to charge. Joe Gamble with the steal and the layup. and he's going to the line for a three-point play. That's Watika's first foul. First on the Red Devils. Jesse Berry back into the lineup. Fogarty takes the seat. And now Joe Brandenberry going to come in for the Red Devils. And he's going to replace his brother, Matt, his twin brother. Joe Gamble at the line for one shot. Gamble, a 71% free throw shooter. Free throw up and good. He has 3 points, and the Broncos lead by 2 at 8-6. Lancaster quickly into the front court, working against Gamble. Now backs it off, tries to get Shiver on the wing, but Richardson knocks the ball out of bounds. West Lafayette throw in with 4:10 to go in the first quarter. Joe Brandenberry finds Matt Lancaster at the timeline. Lancaster hands off to Watica. Down low to Lancaster on the baseline. He's covered there by Gamble. His pass intended for Ferris, broken up by Berry. Ferris picks it up, though, and scores. Steve Ferris with 6 points in this first quarter. We're tied at 8. Brandon Williams, coast to coast. His layup attempt, no good. Nice block out by Watica. He gets the ball quickly up court to John Shiver. His three-point attempt, no good. Joe Brandenberry with the rebound. Ferris with a 15-footer. And Steve Ferris has 8 points in his first quarter. And the Red Devils have a 10-8 lead. Brandon Williams into the front court finds Roddy Richardson. Richardson baseline. Back out front to Williams. Williams, 18-footer, no good. Rebound to Lancaster. No offensive rebounding so far for the Broncos. Lancaster into the front court with a 2-point lead for the Red Devils. Gamble breaks up the pass into the backcourt. Lancaster retrieves it. Comes down, feeds Joe Brandenberry. His shot blocked by Brandon Williams. Out of bounds off of Joe, and it's going to be Bronco basketball. Into the lineup for the Red Devils, Kevin Jones, a 6'1 junior guard. But rebounding is the key to this first quarter so far, and the Red Devils have out-rebounded the Broncos. Jesse Berry has the ball, top of the key, drives baseline into his shot, up, no good. Berry, and he forces it up and good. And the Broncos have tied the score at 10. Lancaster quickly into the front court, finds Joe Brandenberry. Joe cross court to Kevin Jones. Back out top to Watica. And now Lancaster's going to reset everybody. Pass intended for Joe Brandenberry. He saved it. Watica up front to Lancaster. Lancaster trying to feed down low every time. And that pass again goes off of Joe Brandenberry. It's going to be Bronco basketball. 10-10 your score. 2:29 to go in the first quarter. Brandon Williams going to walk the ball up into the front court. And he's going to have a traveling call against Jesse Berry as he tried to drive down the lane. 2:22 to go in the first quarter. We're tied at 10. Lancaster gets the call from Coach Wood. It's the fifth play. Lancaster into the front court, gets a double screen up top. Going to shoot a three-pointer from 25 feet. No good. Roddy Richardson with the rebound. Here come the Broncos. Brandon Williams into the front court. Blows by Watica. Hands off to Broderick Lewis. His 17-foot jumper, no good. Lancaster with the rebound. Here come the Red Devils quickly into the front court. Kevin Jones up in front to Ferris. Ferris finds Watica. They're looking for Ferris on the curl. And he's got it. And Ferris has 10 points in this first quarter. And the Broncos are going to take just 92.
You can
owned their offensive boards as well, getting several second shot attempts. Brandon Williams into the front court. Finds Roddy Richardson on the wing. Back to Williams. He's looking cross court for Gamble. Joe's going to look down low at Lewis. Instead comes cross court to Richardson. Broncos working around the perimeter. Brandon Williams finds Berry at the top of the key. Berry down the lane. His scoop up and under, no good. Broderick Lewis with the rebound. His shot up and good. Broderick has 4, and the Broncos have tied the game at 12. Quickly the other way here are the Red Devils. Steve Ferris passes off to Matt Lancaster, and we're going to have an offensive foul called against Lancaster's. Roddy Richardson was standing right there when Lancaster came down. First foul against Lancaster, second on the Red Devils. Only been 3 fouls called this entire first quarter. 12-12 your score. Brandon Williams down the lane. Dishes off to Roddy Richardson. His three-pointer from the right wing is good. The whistle blows as the net got caught up, so the Broncos have a 15-12 lead, 109 to go here in the quarter. Lancaster going to walk the ball up this time. Facing double-team pressure from Lewis and Gamble. And Gamble knocks it away, and then his pass is knocked away. Brandenberry comes up with it, loose ball. Lancaster looked at a three and said he's going to drive into the lane, and his shot up and blocked by Gamble. They're going to call a foul on Gamble. First foul on Joe Gamble, second foul on the Broncos. Sends Matt Lancaster to the line. Red Devils trail by 3 with 51 seconds to go here in the first quarter. First free throw by Lancaster is good. Matt Brandenberry and Daniel Wadika replaced Jones and Ferris for the Red Devils. Second free throw coming by Lancaster is good. Bubba is going to make his entrance to the lineup for the Broncos as Broderick takes the seat. It's 4 points and 3 rebounds. Brandon Williams is going to walk the ball up. 50 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Broncos lead by 1, 15-14. Joe Gamble drives baseline, cut off by Matt Brandenberry, and then Gamble steps on the foul line, so it's going to be a end line, Turnover for the Broncos. Lancaster has the ball. 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Wadika double team, gets rid of it to Brandenberry. Brandenberry finds Shiver. Shiver into the lane, back out front to Lancaster. His three-point attempt, no good. Bubba with the rebound. Here comes Brandon Williams. 21 seconds to go in the quarter. He's going to walk it up. Broncos going to play for one shot. It's probably going to be a Brandon Williams drive to the basket. He'll probably pull up from 17 feet. There's 9 seconds. He's looking right at the clock. 7 now. 6. He's driving down the lane all the way to the basket, and he's going to draw a foul. 2 shots for Brandon Williams. Fouled on the play by Daniel Wadika. That's the second on the sophomore guard for the Red Devils. Sends Brandon Williams to the line for 2 shots. Brandon, the 63% free throw shooter. First free throw up and good. Steve Ferris in for the Red Devils. Broderick Lewis back in for the Broncos. Lewis replaces Gamble. Ferris replaces Lancaster. 16-14 to score. 3.5 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Brandon Williams at the line for his second free throw. And it rattles out. Fight for the rebound. Shiver comes up with it. He launches a 3 time, and it's still Broncos only lead by 2. Jeff has the ball. Brandon Williams into the front court. Guarded by John Shiver. Finds Roddy Richardson top of the key. Richardson down low to Bubba. Bubba turns on Matt Brandenberry, and his turnaround jumper in the lane is good. His first 2 points of the ball game. Broncos lead by 4. Ferris has the ball. Looks to Shiver. Shiver looks at a 3. Back to Ferris. Steve Ferris drives baseline, and he's got 12 points now. It's an 18-16 lead for the Broncos. Brandon Williams into the front court. Finds Roddy Richardson on the right wing. Richardson looking down low to Bubba. Bubba turns baseline back to the middle of the lane. His shot no good. Broderick Lewis rips down the rebound. His shot up no, but he was fouled by Matt Brandenberry from behind. He's going to send Broderick Lewis to the line for 2 shots. First foul on Matt Brandenberry. 4th on the Red Devils. And Lewis goes to the line for 2 shots. First shot by Broderick is good. Joe Gamble returns to the lineup for the Broncos. He's replacing Brandon Williams. Williams is talking to Clev, and that's never a good sign for the Jeff athletes. Lewis, second shot is good. He's got 6 in the ball game. Broncos lead by 3, 19-16. Should be 20-16. Down low, it's Matt Brandenberry. His shot, no good. Rebound by Jesse Berry. Berry up front to Broderick Lewis. His layup is good. Broderick with 8. The Broncos have a 6-point lead. Nice pass by Jesse Berry for the assist. John Shiver almost loses the ball out of bounds. Now he's working against Berry, and now timeout called by Dave Wood. Sports broadcast on Jeff 92, and J.E. to trigger the inbound for the Red Devils. Gets it to Lancaster. He's guarded by Lancaster holding the ball at the timeline. Finds Joe Brandeberry, and his 16-footer is good. First 2 points by Joe, and it's a 4-point lead for Jeff. Jesse Berry into the front court. Now we have a whistle away from the basket. It's going to be a call against Shane Wyatt, trying to get position. The hook. That's his first third on the Broncos. 6:34 to go here in this first half. There. It's going to be alternating possession. It's going to be West Lafayette ball. (22-18), 6:06 to go in the first half. Steve Ferris has the ball at the timeline. Working against Roddy Richardson, finds John Shiver on the right wing. Shiver looking from a screen, doesn't get it. Instead, he's going to go down to Steve Ferris. His 8-footer in the lane, no good. Roddy with the rebound. Here come the Broncos. Jesse Berry on the attack. Into the front court. Pulls up the three-point line. His shot, no good. Rims off the back. Matt Brandeberry with the rebound. Here comes West Lafayette trailing by 4. Lancaster finds Steve Ferris. Ferris has a huge first half going here tonight with 12 points. He goes down low to Joe Brandeberry. His turnaround, no good. Bubba with the rebound. Here comes Jesse. 5.5 to go in the first half. Roddy Richardson launches a three-pointer. No good off the back iron. Joe Gamble fights for the rebound. Shiver comes up with it. Here come the Red Devils. Lancaster, his three-point step, no good. Roddy Richardson with the rebound. And Coach Woods going nuts. He thought there was contact on that one. Roddy, top of the key, going to drive out to Joe Gamble. Joe's three-pointer from the right wing is good. Joe has 6 points, and the Broncos lead by 7, 25-18. Matt Brandeberry, top of the key, finds John Shiver on the right wing. Shiver to Ferris. Ferris being guarded by Richardson. His jumper from the free throw line, no good. Bubba with the rebound. Broncos starting to own the boards, and that's going to lead to good things. Gamble drives. His shot up, no. Rebound to Joe Brandeberry, and we're going to have a timeout as the net is all caught up in itself right now. 4:42 to go in this first half. Substitution for the Red Devils. Number 50, Ben Fleckenbaum, going to come in. We're going to have a full time on Jeff 92. Broncos on top by 7. 4:42 to go in this first half. Lancaster going to bring the ball up against pressure from Gamble. Finds Shiver. Shiver guarded by Broderick Lewis. Going to pick up the ball between the circles. Hands off to Matt Brandeberry. Brandeberry finds Shiver on the right wing now. Shiver back between the circle. Gets the screen from Pluckabaum. Now he's picked up by Richardson on the switch. Lancaster feeds Ferris down low. Steve Ferris across the lane. Hands off to Shiver. Shiver, top of the key. He's looking for help, guarded by Bubba this time. Picks up his dribble. Now he gets it to Matt Brandeberry at the foul line. Shiver's three-pointer, top of the key, off the back iron, no good. Bubba with the rebound over Roddy. Now here comes Roddy. Less than 4 to go in this first half. Broncos lead by 7. Joe Gamble into the front court. Looking for Barry. Instead, he's going to take it himself between the circles. Finds Richardson right wing. Roddy looking down low for Bubba. Forces him baseline, and Bubba's turnaround baseline jumper from 15 is good. Broncos lead by 9. Pluckabaum holds the ball between the circles. Hands off to Lancaster. Lancaster guarded by Lewis on the switch. Goes low for Ferris on the baseline. Back out front to Lancaster. Matt going to be fouled by Broderick Lewis as he reached around, trying to knock the ball away from behind. He did, but he also got an awful lot of hand there, too. First foul on Broderick. 4th on the Broncos. And for the 3rd time tonight, we've got a net problem. George Zhang comes off the bench. Serve it. That net at that end just whips up and gets caught up in the rim. Red Devils have the ball, looking to inbound under their own basket. Get it into Shiver. His layup attempt is no good, but he was fouled by Richardson. Second foul on Roddy. It's going to be the fifth on the Broncos. 2 shots for John Shiver. Has not scored yet in the ballgame. Broncos lead by 9, 3:18 to go here in this first half. First free throw up and good by Shiver. Well, they're giving the foul to Jesse Berry. That's his first, and not Roddy. Shiver at the line for a second free throw. Makes them both. He's got 2 in the ball game. It's a 7-point lead for the Broncos, 27-20. Berry into the front court. Finds Bubba at the high post. He backs his way down, passes off to Broderick Lewis. Broderick's going to be fouled by Matt Brandeberry. Second foul on Matt. Fifth on the Red Devils. Sends Broderick to the line. He's made both his foul shots tonight. Got 8 points so far tonight. 7-point lead for the Broncos. First free throw by Broderick is up, and it rattles out. Joe Brandeberry replaces his twin Matt. Second free throw coming by Broderick Lewis. Up, and that one rattles in. He's got 9 to lead the Broncos. Matt Lancaster into the front court, guarded by Gamble. Looking down low for Pluckabomb. Gets him in the corner. That leaves Joe Brandeberry at the low post. And Brandeberry's going to be called for a jump ball as Richardson blocked that ball. So alternating possession gives the ball to the Broncos with an 8-point lead. 3 minutes to go in this half. Things have kind of slowed down here for a little bit. Jesse Berry into the front court. Top of the key working against Shiver. Down the lane. Hands off to Gamble. His three-point attempt no good. Shiver with the rebound. Here come the Red Devils. Steve Ferris on the right wing. Back up top to Joe Brandeberry. Brandeberry finds Lancaster. He's looking down low. Steve Ferris from the free throw line. John Shiver, three-point attempt, no good. Gamble with the rebound. He's going to bring it himself. Cut off at the three-point line. Going to take the shot. It rims in and out. Rebound to Joe Brandeberry. Here come the Red Devils. Matt Lancaster working against Gamble. Finds Shiver in the corner. Joe Brandeberry, top of the key. Cross court to Steve Ferris. Ferris being guarded by Richardson at the three-point line. To the top of the key. Now his pass to Lancaster on the wing. Down low to Brandeberry. Up top to Ferris. Cross court to Lancaster. Joe Brandeberry takes a shot from the 17-foot corner. No good. Here come the Broncos as Lewis gets the rebound. Berry into the front court. Blows by Shiver, and he's going to be fouled. First foul on John Shiver. 16th foul against West Lafayette. Out of bounds for the Broncos. Into the lineup for the Red Devils, number 5, Daniel Wadika. He's going to replace Ben Pluckabomb as the Red Devils go a little smaller right now. Gamble, Lewis, Wyatt, Berry, and Richardson for the Broncos. Gamble finds Jesse Berry. Berry working against Shiver, and he carries the ball. Had the corner turn, but he just carried it. Turnover for the Broncos. 8-point lead, 1:44 to go in the first half. Lancaster walking the ball up against Gamble. Hands off to Shiver. Shiver finds Wadika between the circles. Shiver in the right wing. Up top to Joe Brandeberry. Down low to Steve Ferris, and Ferris is going to be fouled. I believe this one's going against Broderick. It is. That's his second foul. 6th on the Broncos. Timmy Fogarty into the lineup for the Broncos to replace Lewis. He sits down with his 2 fouls. Daniel Wadika looking to trigger the inbounds under his own basket. They're looking for Shiver on the curl. Instead, they're going to come across, and Joe Gamble's going to be called for pushing down Matt Lancaster. That's second foul on Gamble, seventh on the Broncos. Sends Lancaster to the line for one in a bonus. Lancaster has 2 points tonight. He's only taken 3 shots. One in the bonus for Matt Lancaster as the Broncos lead by 8. First free throw up and good. (28-21), a minute 22 to go in this first half. Second free throw coming from Lancaster is good. He's got 4 all at the line. 6-point lead for the Broncos with a minute 20 to go in this first half. Brandon Williams has been on the bench for about 6 minutes of game action right now. Jesse Berry down the lane, and his scoop shot up and good. His 4th point of the night gives the Broncos an 8-point lead at 30-22. Lancaster finds Wadika on the right wing. Wadika out front to Shiver. He looked at a three-pointer, had 2 Broncos jump in the air at him, and he decided better of it. Wadika between the circles against Berry. Finds Ferris, high post, looking for Joe Brandeberry down low. Brandeberry being guarded by Fogarty. Instead, Wadika comes cross-court to Shiver. Shiver to Lancaster, top of the key. Steve Ferris going to drive. Cut off by Bubba and Fogarty. Bubba comes up with the ball. Broncos have the ball, 36 seconds to go. 8-point lead for Jeff, and Coach Bunnell wants him to hold for 1 shot. Jesse Berry crosses the timeline, 28 seconds to go. He's guarded closely by Shiver. Shiver backs off now, 23 seconds to go. Jesse just has the ball on his hip. We're at 18 seconds. Jesse Berry holding the ball. 8-point lead for the Broncos, 12 seconds to go. 10, 8, now he starts his dribble against Joe Brandeberry. 3-pointer on the way by Gamble. He buries it. Gamble has 9, and that's the end of the first half. And the Broncos have an 11-point lead, 33-22. The first double-digit lead for the Broncos. Joe Gamble with 9 points. Hit ball to start this second half. Matt Lancaster double-teamed by Gamble and Richardson. Finds Wadika. Back to Lancaster. Started by Gamble. Drives on him. Hands off to Wadika. Lewis on Wadika. That's a strange switch. And now Matt Lancaster going to pull up from 15 feet. No good. Jesse Berry with the rebound. Here come the Broncos on the run. Berry into the front court. All the way down the lane. His shot up. No good. Brandeberry with the rebound, and he's fouled by Berry. Little selfish play right there from the young sophomore. That's his second foul. First against the Broncos. Matt Brandeberry inbounds to Lancaster. He's guarded by Gamble. 11-point lead for the Broncos. Lancaster finds Wadika. Williams on him. Lewis almost steals the pass intended for Ferris. His shot up, no good. Lewis with the rebound. And he's going to get the ball to Williams. Here come the Broncos. 11-point lead. Williams down the lane. Dishes off to Gamble. Back out front to Broderick. Gamble on the wing, brings it to the top of the key, finds Richardson. Williams going to reset the offense. His 3-pointer from the top of the key is good. Brandon Williams, he's not hurt. He's got 8 points. 7 points. Lancaster in the front court. Joe Gamble has done an outstanding job on Matt Lancaster here tonight. Wadika off to Shiver. Berry on Shiver. Shiver hands off to Wadika. Red Devils looking down low all the time, but mainly passing around the perimeter. Ferris looks to pass to Brandeberry, stolen by Richardson. Here come the Broncos. Brandon, top of the key. Stutter step, drive against Wadika, and now he's going to be fouled on the play. That's going to be the 3rd foul on Daniel Wadika. First this half for the Red Devils. And Brandon Williams goes to the line for 2 shots. First free throw up and in by Brandon. 68% free throw shooter on the year. Second free throw is up and good. 38-22, you're 6 minutes to go in this third quarter. Lancaster into the front court, finds Brandenberry, cross court to Wadika. Wadika looking at Shiver, gets him ball at the top of the key. Down low to Matt Brandenberry, his shot blocked by Roddy Richardson. Here come the Broncos. Brandon Williams, 1-on-3. He pulls up from 17, off the back of the iron. Joe Gamble with the rebound. Williams reloads and hits the three-pointer. Brandon Williams has 8 points this quarter in the Broncos' third quarter.
I know how to build your dream home.
Quarter, 41-22 is the score, and Williams has all 8 points scored in this third quarter by either team. Now the Broncos jumping at Wadika with a little bit of full court pressure, something we haven't seen the Broncos apply much of recently. Wadika being guarded by Brandon Williams. Hands off to Lancaster. Lancaster drives baseline, his shot up and good. His first 2 points from the floor. He's got 6 in the ball game. That stops the 8-0, actually 11-0 run by the Broncos if you go back to the last shot of the first half. Lewis's pass intended for Williams is broken up by Shiver. He's into the front court, looking down low. Lancaster's pass intended for Ferris, saved by Wadika. He's holding ball now on the left wing. John Shiver working against Williams. Williams going to reach in and be called for the foul. That's his first. Second foul on the Broncos. Out of bounds for the Red Devils. 17-point lead for Jeff. Steve Ferris to trigger the inbound. Gets it to Wadika. Wadika guarded by Williams. Double team coming from Roderick Lewis. Wadika gets the pass away to Lancaster. His three-point attempt no good. It's an air ball saved by Brandenberry to Wadika. Down in the corner to Ferris. His 17-foot jumper no good. Williams with the rebound. Here come the Broncos. Brandon pulls up top of the key. Three-pointer off the front of the rim. No good. Matt Brandenberry with the rebound. Quickly in the front court are the Red Devils. Shiver has the ball on the left wing. Looking down low for Ferris. Said he's going to bring it across. He's cut off by Barry. Hands off to Wadika. Daniel Wadika holding the ball between the circles, guarded by Brandon Williams. Picks up his dribble. Now Matt Brandenberry drives against Roddy Richardson. There's going to be an offensive foul called against Matt Brandenberry as he lowered his shoulder into Broderick Lewis. Third foul against Matt Brandenberry. Second on the Red Devils here in this half. Jesse Berry to trigger the inbounds to Brandon Williams. Williams going to walk the ball up, no pressure. 4 minutes to go in this third quarter. Berry down low to Roddy Richardson in the corner. He brings it back up top. Looked low for Lewis, but he wasn't open. So they come cross court to Brandon Williams. His three. His 18-foot jumper off the front of the rim, no good. Matt Brandenberry with the rebound. Sorry about the technical difficulties here tonight. Lancaster going to launch a three, no good. Rebound to Ferris. He goes up. His shot no good. Lewis fights for the rebound. Richardson comes down with it. He's going to run. Finds Jesse Berry on the wing. Gets a block from Richardson. He launches a three-pointer, no good. Ferris with the rebound. And both teams just running and gunning right now. It's an 18-point lead for the Broncos at 47-29. Matt Brandenberry finds Wadika top of the key. He's guarded by Roddy. Switch called out by Coach Bunnell. They get the ball down low to Matt Brandenberry. He's guarded by Lewis. Lancaster on a curl cut, no good. Roddy with the rebound, and now he's going to be fouled by Lancaster. Second foul on Matt Lancaster. Third on the Red Devils. Kevin Jones and Joe Brandenberry in for the Red Devils, replacing Wadika and Matt Brandenberry. Ben Pluckabaum also going to come in, and he's going to replace Steve Ferris. 47-29, 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. Brandon Williams, 11 points in this third quarter. He scored 18 points in the third quarter last night. Now Coach Bunnell told him to hold it out front, as the Red Devils have gone zone. Joe Brandenberry at the top of the zone. And he's just standing at the top of the key. Brandon Williams just going to hold the ball between the circles, force the Red Devils to come out. Minute 40 to go in the quarter. Coach Wood barking out instructions. Brandon just holding the ball at center jump circle. Now the Red Devils go man, and Broncos going to attack. Brandon Williams works against Kevin Jones. Three-pointer on the way from Joe Gamble, no good. Roddy Richardson fights for the rebound, had to save it inbound. Only Red Devils were there, and Shiver comes up with the ball. Brings it in the front court. Pluckabaum down low to Joe Brandenberry. Working against Lewis. His shot off front of the iron, no good. Here comes Roddy with the rebound, and the Broncos have the ball. 1 minute to go in this quarter. 18-point lead. Brandon Williams finds Roddy. Roddy, top of the key. Dishes off to Brandon. His three-pointer on the wing is good. And Brandon Williams has 4 three-pointers in this third quarter. 14 points, and the Broncos have built a 21-point lead again. 50-29. It's the largest lead of the game. Lancaster walking the ball up against pressure from Joe Gamble. Now it's a double team from Jesse Berry. Gets the ball off to Jones. Gamble going to be called on the reach-in foul. Third foul on Gamble. Third on the Broncos here in this half. 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. 21-point lead for the Broncos. Bubba is going to come into the lineup, and he's going to replace Gamble. .1 lead for the Broncos. 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. Lancaster holding the ball against Jesse Berry. Between the circles they work. Now Lancaster lane. Berry's going to reach in to poke the ball away. Bubba came up with it, but it's going to be a foul against Jesse Berry. No, they're actually going to call that foul on Williams. They gave it to Brandon Williams, his second. Fourth on the Broncos. 32 seconds in this third quarter. Lancaster to trigger the inbounds under his own basket. Gets the ball out front to John Shiver. Shiver down the lane. Dishes off to Pluckabaum. He had trouble handling the pass. Back up top to Brandenberry, and now Pluck. Brandenberry, top of the key, looking down low for Lancaster against Jesse Berry. Lots of hands in there, and now Lancaster turns. He hits the jumper. 16 seconds to go here in the quarter. And Coach Bunnell calls everybody else back away. Let Brandon go with it. 8 seconds to go in the quarter. Brandon dribbling it. Timeline. 6. He's going to work against Lancaster. Now passes off to Broderick Lewis. Lewis is up and under. No good. That's the end of the third quarter. Jefferson Broncos 50 on Jeff Lancaster, Daniel Wadika, Kevin Jones, Joe Brandenberry, and Ben Pluckabaum for the Red Devils. Broncos have the basketball. Roddy Richardson on the left wing. Looking down low at Bubba. Gets it to him on the baseline side. He's facing up on Pluckabaum. He's going to shoot from 14 feet and hit it. 6 points in the ball game for Bubba. And it's a 21-point lead again for the Broncos. That matches their highest of the night. Now we have a foul called away from the basketball. Foul's going to go against Bubba. That's his second. Fifth on the Broncos. Nobody's in real trouble. Gamble has 3. 2 Red Devils with 3s. And Daniel Wadika and Matt Brandenberry. Daniel Wadika calls out tap the head play. Finds Kevin Jones. Back to Wadika. He's guarded by Brandon Williams. Wadika back to Jones. Jones going to drive down. Hands off to Pluckabaum. Back out front to Jones. And Wadika at the center jump circle. Finds Joe Brandenberry. top of the key. Kevin Jones has the ball 30 feet from the basket. Started by Richardson. Back to Wadika. They're looking for Pluckabomb at the free throw line. Back out front to Wadika. He gets more instruction from Coach Wood, and now they call play number 3. Now the Broncos send a chaser. He's double teaming. Matt Lancaster going to launch a 3. That's no good. Fight for the rebound, and it's going to be off Lancaster and Jeff basketball. Steve Ferris into the lineup for the Red Devils. He's going to replace Pluckabomb. Bronco ball leading by 21 at 6:50 to go in this ball game. Brandon Williams brings the ball up court. Finds Jesse Berry. Jesse on the curl into the lane, and he's going to be fouled on the play. It's going to be Bronco ball out of bounds. Matt Lancaster called for the foul. That's his third. Fourth on the Red Devils. Berry to trigger the inbound. Brandon Williams, 18-foot jumper from the corner, no good. Joe Brandenberry with the rebound. Here comes Wadika into the front court. Cut off by Williams. Back to Wadika. And now Joe Brandenberry has the ball top of the key. Brandon almost had a steal, but Wadika picked it up for the Red Devils. He calls tap the head play. He's guarded by Broderick Lewis, 5'8", guarded by 6'6". And now down low, it's Lancaster gets away from the defense, and he scores his 10th point. And Coach Wood's going to call a timeout. Nope. It was just an official's timeout as the official talked to Coach Wood. 52-33 to score, 6:10 to go here in this ball game. Brandon gets a call for play 3 flash from Coach Bunnell. Berry has the ball, top of the key, down the lane, and he's going to be called for traveling. Under 6 minutes to go now, 5:57. 52-33. Wadika going to walk the ball up. Gets a double team from Lewis and Williams. Gets a foul off to Ferris. Back to Wadika. Wadika working against Broderick Lewis. Strangest defensive assignment I've seen, but it's worked so far. Now Bubba Wyant moves out on Wadika on a switch, and he's going to get called for a blocking foul. Third foul on Bubba, 6th on the Broncos. Joe Gamble into the lineup for the Broncos. He's going to replace Bubba. Starters are in the lineup for the Broncos. 5:30 to go in this ball game. 19-point lead for the Broncos. Lancaster has the ball, guarded by Gamble. Lancaster's going to drive the lane, cut off by Richardson. Tries an up and under move, no, gets his own rebound. His second shot is good, and Lancaster has 12 points now. Brandon Williams into the front court. Passes off to Roddy. His wide open 3 from the right wing, no good. Rebound tapped off by Gamble, and then Williams tried to save it inbounds, but Lancaster knocks it off. It'll be Jeff Ball with 5:03 to go here in the fourth quarter. 17-point lead for the Broncos at 52-35. Brandon into the front court, finds Jesse Berry on the left wing, 30 feet from the basket. He's going to drive, fouled on the floor, so it'll be out of bounds for the Broncos. Foul's going against Steve Ferris, his first. 5th against the Red Devils. Broncos are not in a bonus yet. Jesse Berry finds Broderick Lewis. Lewis going to drive into the lane, and he's going to be fouled on the play. They're going to call a tripping foul against the Red Devils. And that's against Daniel Wadika. That's his 4th. Broderick Lewis goes to the line for 2 free throws. 3 of 4 from the line so far tonight. Broderick's first shot up and good. 13 points in the ball game. Second throw from Broderick is good as well. 54-35, 18-point lead for the Broncos. Matt Lancaster has the ball in the front court. He's going to drive baseline. His shot is good, and Lancaster has 6 points in this quarter. Here come the Broncos. 17-point lead, 4:40 to go in the ball game. Brandon Williams into the front court. Going to drive down the lane, dish off to Joe Gamble. His wide-open three-pointer, no good. Joe Brandenberry with the rebound. Here comes Wadika. Cut off by Williams. Finds Lancaster. Back out front to Wadika. Cross court to Joe Brandenberry. Joe's going to hand off to Kevin Jones and down low to Steve Ferris. His jumper over Roddy, no good. Gets his own rebound and is fouled. Two Broncos actually had the rebound, and they knocked it away from each other. Joe Gamble's going to be called for his fourth foul. That's 7 on the Broncos. That sends Steve Ferris to the line for 2 shots. Ferris has 14 points in the ball game. 10 of them came in the first quarter. First free throw on the way from Ferris is good. 15 points now for him. 16-point lead for the Broncos, 54-38. 4:12 to go in this ball game. Second free throw coming from Steve Ferris. It's up and falls through. He's got 16, and it's a 15-point lead for the Red Devils. Brandon Williams against full court pressure from Daniel Wadika. Hands off to Jesse Berry on the left wing. Jesse faces a double team, dribbles out of it, down the lane, dishes off to Broderick Lewis. His 14-foot jumper no good. Berry with the rebound. Hands back off to Broderick. Broderick going to back it out to Brandon Williams. Cross court to Gamble. Roddy going to drive baseline against Jones. His layup is good. Roddy's first point since first quarter. And the Broncos have a 17-point lead at 56-39. Joe Brandenberry into the front court finds Kevin Jones. And now we're going to have a foul called. And I'm not sure who that is. If it's Daniel Wadika, that's his fifth. Fifth foul against Daniel Wadika. And he is fouled out of this ball game without scoring. The illegal screen was the call as he extended both arms. John Shiver going to report for the Red Devils. 56-39, 3:38 to go in this ball game. 4 wide is Coach Bunnell. Brandon Williams passes to Roddy. Roddy drives baseline, and he scores back-to-back layups for Roddy Richardson, and back to a 19-point lead for the Broncos. Matt Lancaster in the backcourt, guarded by Joe Gamble. Crosses the timeline, going to drive all the way down, but cut off by Lewis. Now they go down to Steve Ferris, and Ferris turns and hits over Roddy Richardson. Ferris with 18 points in the ball game. 15-point lead for Jeff. Brandon Williams going to be called for carry. Palming violation. Matt Brandenberry returns to the lineup to replace Kevin Jones. Timeout, Broncos. It's going to be a full timeout. 60-second timeout. Let's take it with them. You're listening to Broncos.
IRS aide de camp.
Shiver, Matt Brandenberry, Steve Ferris, Joe Brandenberry, Matt Lancaster for the Red Devils. Broncos have Brandon Williams, Jesse Berry, Roddy Richardson, Timmy Fogarty, and Broderick Lewis. Lancaster tries to feed Ferris, knocked out of bounds by Richardson. It's going to be Red Devil ball with 2:51 to go in the ball game. Lancaster to trigger the inbound. Looking for a curl cut, finds Shiver, three-point line. Now back to Ferris. He drives, and he's going to be fouled by Richardson. It's going to be the second foul on Roddy, 8th on the Broncos, and Steve Ferris to the line for 2 shots. Steve Ferris at the line for 2 shots. He's a 77% free throw shooter. First free throw up and good. He's hit all 3 in the game tonight. Gives him 19 points. Leading scorer in the ball game. Second free throw. Up and good. Steve Ferris now has 20 points in the ball game. Joe Gamble into the lineup to replace Fogarty. A 15-point lead with 2:47 to go in this ballgame. Brandon Williams brings the ball up against token pressure from the Red Devils. 4 wide is the call. It's resulted in 2 back-to-back layups by Richardson, but this time Stiver intercepts the pass, hands off to Lancaster, and Lancaster scores. He's got 8 points in this quarter, 16 for the ballgame. Brandon Williams down the lane, passes off to Gamble, cross court to Jesse Berry. Berry against Lancaster. Hands off to Richardson. Richardson drives baseline. His floater no good. Ferris with the rebound. And Roddy's going to be called for his 3rd foul. He's going to send Steve Ferris to the line for 2 more free throws. He's hit 4 in a row there. He's a 77% free throw shooter. 13-point lead for the Broncos. It's been as high as 21 on 3 different occasions. But it's just 13 right now. Ferris at the line for 2 shots. Or no, 1 in the bonus. 1 in the bonus. Bubba's into the lineup to replace Broderick. 1 in the bonus for Steve Ferris. 58-45, 2:11 to go in the ballgame. First free throw by Ferris. Up and good. Nothing but net. He's got 21 points now. 5 for 5 at the line so far here in this 4th quarter. Second free throw from Ferris is good. 22 points in the ballgame, and it's down to an 11-point lead for the Broncos. Williams into the front court. 2 minutes to go in this ballgame. Drives the lane, passes out to Richardson. Red Devils have gone to a trapping defense, and timeout called by the Broncos. They have 1 timeout remaining. The full timeout. We'll take it with them. 58-47 your score. You're listening.
With a word to the wall.
Jesse Berry to trigger the inbound. He gets it to Bubba Wyatt. Bubba guarded by Matt Brandeberry. Now he goes cross court for Brandon Williams. He had to jump high for the ball. Now Joe Gamble. Gamble's going to drive the lane, back it out. And the Red Devils are in a chasing and fouling. Steve Ferris fouls Joe Gamble. Sends Gamble to the line for 1 in the bonus. Second foul on Ferris. 8th on the Red Devils. Gamble to the line for 1 in the bonus. First free throw is off the back of the iron. Ferris with the rebound. Here come the Red Devils. Matt Lancaster into the front court, pounded by Gamble. Lancaster down the lane, cut off by Williams. Ferris working against Richardson, and he's going to be fouled by Shane Wyatt. That's 4th foul on Wyatt, 10th on the Broncos. Ferris to the line for 2 more shots. He's 6 for 6 this quarter. He's already got 22 points for the ball game, leading scorer. And the Red Devils have a chance to cut this lead under 10 points. Minute 36 to go. This could get real interesting here in a little bit. Ferris' first free throw is good. He's hit 7 in a row. 23 points. Broncos only have 1 timeout remaining. Second free throw from Ferris is up, and no. Wyatt with the rebound, and he's going to be fouled. Going to send Bubba to the line. One in the bonus for Shane. Foul goes against Matt Brandeberry, his 4th. Shane at the line for 1 in the bonus. It's a 10-point lead. One in the bonus. Officials were confused as to whether it was a 1-and-1 or 2-shot foul. Wyatt, first shot off the back of the iron. Matt Brandeberry with the rebound. 10-point lead for the Broncos, 58-48. Lancaster down the lane. His pass goes out of bounds. Broncos have the ball. Broncos have led by more than 10 points this entire half. An 11-point lead at the half, and they increased that to 19 quickly off 8 straight points by Brandon Williams. Brandon with the ball, 1:25 to go in this ball game. 10-point lead for the Broncos. Jesse Berry brings the ball across the timeline. He's guarded by Lancaster. Berry against Lancaster. Finds Brandon Williams on the left wing. Williams cross court to Berry. Broncos keep away. Red Devils are going to be forced to foul. Berry's pass intended for Wyant, and Wyant's going to be fouled by Matt Brandeberry. That's going to be the 5th foul against Brandeberry. He's going to be out. 5th foul on Matt Brandeberry. 5th foul on Matt Brandeberry. 5th foul. 5th foul on Matt Brandeberry. And they have not replaced him yet. So they have to replace him before the free throws. And the problem is the bench did not tell the referees it was his 5th foul. Kevin Jones going to replace Matt Brandeberry. He's the second Red Devil to foul out. Fouls out with 2 points in the ball game. 58-48 your score.